This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to continue to share the teachings of a founding father of the science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach, Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Sciences, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, 4 postdoctorates in pathology, naturopathic doctor. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to continue to share the teachings of a founding father of the science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach, Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Sciences, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, 4 postdoctorates in pathology, naturopathic doctor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. My name is Ruthellen Sanchez, and I am going to be your host today, filling in for Rebecca Dukes. Hey, Becca, we love you. This program is sponsored by dailywithdoc.com, and if somebody referred you to this program, please get back with that person. Also, this program is for educational purposes only. The content is not meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as testimonials by the individual, experiences of the individual. Results may vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims about income or health. And as an empowered individual, you do have options. So today we have an amazing woman, my mentor. I love this woman so much. She has no idea. I just adore her. She is a powerful motivational speaker. She creates inspiration and love everywhere that she goes. She's just amazing. And I'm just so grateful that I can call her friend and call her my mentor. And I just love her. I got to find her. There she is. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Mrs. Sheryl Morley on with us. If I could, there she goes. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm very excited for you to be here. It's an honor to be here with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So today we have a great topic.
Yes.
And which is escaping me at the moment, finding purpose and confidence in helping others.
Yeah, that is important.
Yes, and you do that.
Yeah, you know what? I love it. I've done it for a long time, Ruth. I feel like it's been forever. but you know what a blessing it's been in my life, right? And I think
Mhm.
all of us are here because um because we do need to help each other, and because that, I believe, is where we find true happiness. And you know, I have a lot of friends that are very well off, and that's wonderful. I have no problem with making money, with helping people make money. But you know, I've found that over the years that a lot of people, even with a lot of money and a lot of things, they're still not happy. And so I've just been so grateful and blessed, you know, to be able to do what I do in helping others, because I think that's where, you know, like I said, true happiness is found.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Because I know I feel better when I'm helping somebody and their life is changing and getting better, or they're able to just look at things in a different way, which is, really amazing.
Yeah. And I think that everybody at some point in their life is looking for a way to help other people, or they realize that, hey, you know what, I've really got to get out there and do something and help others. And I don't think there's a better feeling than when we do that. So I love
Yeah,
that. And I think it's just so important. And to have, you know, this vehicle that we do have, um, you know, being able to help others get healthy. I mean, I've seen, you know, and again, I feel like I've been doing this forever, but I've seen, especially since the pandemic, um, that people are just getting more and more interested in really getting healthy. But the problem, right, that we see out there is that there's so much confusion. There's so much, I'm not sure what I should do. And everyone's telling us this and everyone's telling us that. And you should do this. And today this is good and tomorrow it isn't. And tomorrow you should try this. And today you should do this. And I mean, it just gets so confusing. And I really think that there's a lot of people out there who want to feel better, who want to get healthy, let's say, and they just are so confused that they're kind of frozen in place, and that they don't know where to turn. They don't know, you know, where to even start. Is that what you're seeing out there?
it is. Yeah, people are very confused, and there is a lot of misinformation out there, and it's it's hard to even know where to find the actual truth. Be-
Yeah.
when you're looking things up and everything, and we make a joke of Dr. Google, which a lot of people use Dr. Google, but we all have to remember who is in charge of the information that gets on there. So then where do you go to
Yeah.
get it? The honest truth.
Yeah, I think that's so true. And how do we even know like what the truth is?
Right.
Right? I mean, and that's what you're saying. You're saying that there's so much that's put out there. And you know, as we know, Ruthelle, things like that has
Mm.
everything to do with money. And people are saying things that aren't necessarily true, that are misleading, that are guiding people in the wrong direction because of the importance of money, right? And so it's just, so it's hard for all of us to understand and to see that. And the thing that I love is, in the 30 years that I've been doing this, nothing's changed. Dr. Wallach hasn't changed. He
Mm.
said the exact same thing for the last 30 years. And that's 30 years that I've known him. He was doing it way before me. But he's never, which I love this so much, right? He's never changed his message. He is 1000% consistent in what he says, in what he does, and in his mission to help us and to help the general population really take control of their own health and feel better along the way.
Yeah, that's very true. And now people are saying what he said the whole time and acting like it's new information.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's absolutely right. And acting like, oh, it's just the first we're hearing about it. And it's like, yeah, it's been that his information has been out there for years and years and years. And again, a lot of times it's easy to change what you're saying depending on the fad, or depending on what other people are saying, or depending on this and depending on that. And that's what I love about Dr. Wallach. It's never changed. It's always been the same. We've always said the same thing. Our mission has always been the same. And I love that because, of course, yes, the consistency is wonderful. But I think even more than that, it gives all of us, I don't know, we always say you can take that to the bank, right? But you can really have, I mean, it's bringing hope to thousands and thousands of people. And that's why I think it's so important for each of us, really to take it up on ourselves to, yes, get ourselves healthy. And I love that. And I really believe that. And I think it's super, super important. But to even take it one step more and help other people and get that information out, right? And it's this, and I always think about this, and we've got some awesome people on this call today, and I'm sure a lot of others listening. And the thing is that I can't reach all of the people, Ruth Ellen, that you can reach. You can't reach the people I can reach, or
Right.
Marilyn, or Mary, or Sherry, or Albert, or AJ. All of us can reach different people. And that's what I think is so important. And to remember that every single person, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you can make a difference. Yes, in your life, absolutely, which is absolutely where it starts. But then so important to remember that you can make a difference in the people's lives around you that, in fact, we couldn't reach, right? So I love that idea of, because, well, and the reason why I even say this is years ago, I was trying to figure out, after I had my kids, I have kids that are, oh my land, 18-year-old twins. They're amazing, and I can't even believe that.
They are amazing and they're beautiful. Both
Oh
of
my
them.
gosh, thank you.
Absolutely stunning.
Thank you. They've been, it's like the most rewarding, and at the same time, as I know hard experience in my life, right? But just the joy of raising kids that are really, I mean, I have always been like, the most important thing, really, I believe this, is to be kind, right? Just to be a good human. And I love the whole idea. And look, let's be honest. We're all going to think different things. We're going to have different opinions. Some of us are on the right, some of us are on the left. Some of us are on the left, some of us are on the right. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that we're all human beings, and to treat each other accordingly is really what it's all about. Like, I'm the same person I was 20 years ago. Sure, I've had more experiences, and so are a lot of my friends, and we think different things, and we come at things different ways because of our past, because of the way we've been raised, because of all of these different things. That doesn't matter, though, right? What matters is being kind and being generous and being grateful and helping people, because again, it's not for them necessarily, it's what makes us happy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
So listen, I could go on and on and on about that, Ruth. But yeah, it's been great. It really has.
Yeah. And usually when I sign off, sometimes I forget. I always say, be kind. Just be kind.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what somebody is going through at all. And we can all put on that brave face to be in front of people or around people. It kind of, the thing, with the girl, of course, we're not recommending any kind of antidepressant, but they put up the mask, the fake smiley face, and you just don't know what people are going through at all.
No, you don't. You like, none of us have any idea. And guess what, Ruth Ellen? Everybody's going through something, right?
That's true.
No matter what.
Very true. Yeah.
So, and I love the whole idea, and I really believe this, that what you put out there, kindness, patience, whatever it is, which patience has always been kind of hard for me, but I'm I'm good at kindness, but no, but that's what will come back to you, right? That's what will come back to you. Like, think about it. Like, just smile at someone as you're out and about, right? Just smile. It doesn't take much to have a smile on your face, right? And the difference between that, I mean, if you really look around, I'm not seeing too many smiles these days. I'm really not, right? And I'm not seeing people reach out to help other people. Even just in a helping someone with their luggage or whatever. I've been traveling, so that's why I kind of brought that up, because I was really noticing that. And the difference when somebody offers to help, it makes a world of difference for you and for them. So it's important.
Yeah. Even just saying good morning or good afternoon and how's your day?
Right. Absolutely. I think that's so true. And a lot of times, like, I'll be thinking, oh, I wonder if that person, like, if you're sitting by someone in an airplane, I wonder if that person wants me to talk to them, or what exactly, right? Should I give them their space or whatever else? But just like you're saying, good morning or good afternoon or whatever, or hi, or, nice to see you, whatever. Just making that connection, I think, is super important.
I agree with you. And it's important to say hi and hello to the cashier at the grocery store who's got a line a mile long and she's stressed, and you can just bring a little brightness, and sometimes they'll look at you and they'll smile, but they'll keep going, and then it just, especially, sometimes I've been a few places in, like we were at, Magic Great Adventure. It was Great Adventure in New Jersey.
Yep.
And this lady was like yelling at the person in the information booth, and so I walked up and we had to wait a few minutes, but when I came back, I was talking to the girl and I was like being nice and I was being kind, and she was thanking me for being nice and kind. I said, well, my voice speaks for 1,000 people. You do an amazing job. And the next time somebody yells at you, please remember this moment. And she started crying. And then I started crying. I'm like, it's okay. She's like, I'm never going to forget that. And that made me feel like $1 million. Just helping her or sharing with her that she's amazing, because everybody is amazing in all of their ways, different ways. We all have like that cranky bear that might come up and maybe not amazing in that moment, but there's no reason to be mean to people that are doing service for you. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I love what you're saying. And it just kind of reminded me of, I just listened to this fantastic TED Talk. And I can try and find it and send it to you guys, because it is really good. But, it talks about, like you said, and we've been talking about the importance of being kind to others, and the importance of knowing that everyone's going through something, and just to really always remember that. And I think even one step more that I've really been focusing on and concentrating in, like the last little bit here, like maybe in the last year, is really how you're talking to yourself, right? Yeah. Are you treating yourself like you would treat your best friend? And I'm pretty sure that unless we're conscientiously doing that, then I think that we're not, right? And we're a lot harder on ourselves. And men absolutely, I think are, but I think women even more, from what I've seen and from my experience, is just that we're so hard on ourselves. We're so ready and willing to give somebody else, our friends, right? We're really willing to give them a, great job. You're doing so good. And we can pick out like the greatest things about our friends. But can we do that for ourselves, right? Can we really pick out the things that we're great at and appreciate those things and be grateful for those things?
Yeah, it's a little harder to do to yourself.
It really is. It
It
really
is.
is harder. And let me tell you, I grew up without a lot of confidence at all. Like I really did not have confidence in myself, right? In myself. I really didn't. And I, for years and years and years, I really wished that I was someone else. I always wished that I was one of my other friends, right? Or somebody else. Like I wanted to be the head cheerleader. Oh, listen, I was never a cheerleader. I wanted to be in the drill team. I didn't make the drill team. Right? So there was always something that I wanted to do that I didn't make it. Like I literally thought I failed at everything. Like that's the way that I grew up, right? And so it was always super important to me to make sure that my kids had self-confidence, right? And that like my daughter was asking me the other day, this is fascinating to me. So she goes, I can't believe that you never had self-confidence, right? Because I have plenty of it now. And I think that's because I was blessed enough at a young age, well, younger than I am now, but I was like 27 years old, to really find my purpose in life, right? And I think that's so important because if we can find our purpose in life, I think that's what gives us confidence. And I had like so much um, gratitude for Dr. Wallach because our big thing was he would say, don't worry, Sheryl, I'm going to believe in you until you can believe in yourself. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's going to be great because I don't believe in myself. I was really, I wasn't even sure what I was doing or how I was going to do it, but he was there. And that's always been something that I love to talk about, that I want to be that same person for other women, right? Because I want to believe in them until they can believe in themselves, right? And I think all of us can do that. And I think when we find our passion in life or our purpose in life, I think that alone gives us that confidence. And I feel incredibly blessed that both of my kids have really a lot of self-confidence, which makes it a little harder to be their mom sometimes, but it's the best. And they really do, have that confidence and have been able to like really decide at a much younger age than I was, what they really want to do, what their passions are, what they, how, and I say, you know what, and I've always said this, you can do and be whoever you want to be. And I just want you to really think about and consider how you're going to be helping people, right? Whatever your purpose is, it's up to you, right? I'm here to support you 100%. I love you 100%, but it's up to you. But I want you to think about, in whatever you decide you're going to do, how you're going to be helping other people, how you're going to be enriching their lives, how you can help them, how you can be of service to them. Because if you can have that as your mindset, then that is what will bring the happiness into your life. Sorry, I talked a lot.
No, that's perfect. It's perfect. Don't be sorry. That was phenomenal. Yes.
But yeah, I just think that's where confidence comes from. Oh, let me say one more thing about confidence, and I've done a ton of research about this whole confidence thing, because I couldn't figure out why I never had any. And I couldn't necessarily figure out how, like, I felt like one day I just woke up and I was full of confidence. That's not true. That is not how it happened. That's how I like kind of remember it, but that is not how it happened. And I always used to believe that if you're a leader, you're born a leader. If you're not born a leader, then you're not a leader, and too bad, you're going to be a follower. That's really what I always believed, right?
Mm.
And so I learned, like, a little while ago, a few years ago, that that just isn't the case, right? That there's this thing called personal growth. And the interesting thing is as I was working with Dr. Wallach 30 years ago and traveling all over the countryside with him, and the world actually,
Mhm.
my confidence was growing a little bit at a time, right? Growing and growing. And I didn't necessarily know that, oh, this is personal growth and we need to do personal growth. I don't think it was as big a thing. I know it wasn't as big a thing in my life as it is now, and the importance of that. But I think that's what was happening over a period of time. And Dr. Wallach wouldn't let me, like, get out of things that I didn't want to do. Like, you need to stand up. First of all, you need to talk about these products and be able to tell people about these products. And I was like, listen, I've already tried to sell some things in my life and that did not go over well. So, I mean, I tried to sell Cutco, and thank goodness my grandma bought something, because if not, then I would have never sold a thing. But vacuums, I tried to sell vacuums. So I tried to sell different things. And I think I was missing the whole point of that. The only reason I say that is because I didn't realize that it's just about telling a story and really loving what you are wanting to share with other people. So that's kind of what I learned. And I also kind of thought that, like, confidence just happens to you, right? It just happens. I don't think that that's necessarily it. I think you have to get out there and put yourself out there and do some things you don't want to do and fall down, and then make that decision that, hey, no matter what, if I fall down, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm going to learn from whatever it is that happened. And that's how I really believe that confidence is built.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's, overcoming your fear and doing it anyway. Yeah. I mean, 3 years ago, I would have never pictured myself doing what I'm doing right now, knowing how to do what I do. I would have never, ever thought I would be posting a podcast or doing anything, half the stuff that I've done in my life. It was just pushing through the fear, falling down, getting up, figuring out what you did wrong and fixing it and keep going. And sometimes it takes 3 or 4 times before you figure out how to tweak something.
Right.
Yeah, I totally get it. And it is very accurate what you just said. Very accurate, because it doesn't just happen. I mean, when we're babies and we're learning how to walk, we fall down a lot. And our parents don't say, you stupid idiot, why'd you trip? They say, oh, get back up, come on here, and we have that kind of encouragement, but later we have to be our own cheering station, and I mean, I can think of so many times in my life that it was like not easy to just keep going, and you just learn. And I love Dr. Wallach. I love the products. They changed my life. And more importantly, besides that, because those things are important, I love how I feel while I'm doing what I do. Taking the supplements changed my life. I mean, I was like 220 pounds before. When I first started longevity. I had vertigo so bad I couldn't drive anymore. I was a limo driver. I couldn't bend my one leg because it was messed up from, bumper to bumper traffic, 300 miles a day sometimes. And I started taking what was recommended. And then the vertigo went away. And then my muscles and my body started to get better. And I lost weight. And then, little by little, I've gained confidence in myself and everything else because I wasn't putting myself down anymore for being the 235 pounds that I was before that, the 220 pounds. Oh, I can't drive. No, it's not my ear, because my one boss kept saying, it's your ear, it's your ear. I'm like, no, it's my neck. I fell and I jarred my neck. It's my neck. And, and then helping people and meeting people and going to the events and meeting people like you, getting invited to your house on my birthday, having a Christmas party, and like different things. I've grown. I am not the same person I was at all in 2015 when I started. I'm not. I've grown. Parts of me that are the same, but I've grown a lot.
Yeah.
Stumbling and falling and picking myself back up, just like you said.
Yeah, but isn't that to me, it's almost freeing, right? It's freeing. It's like, oh my gosh, if I don't have to be perfect, if I don't have to worry about always being on, I'm hardly ever on. Look, I'm just like unapologetically me. I like really, seriously, I'm just like, listen, this is it. And I don't want to pretend to be something else or someone else, right? Because it feels to me like it took me forever to get to this point, right? And I still kind of have to remind myself, right? I have to remind myself. I have to say, oh yeah, think about the things that you've done and don't worry. Like, I love this whole idea of just the past is the past. That's all. You don't want to bring the past into the present, and you certainly don't want to take it with you into the future. Right? And so I think that that's something that we all have to, I guess, work on and just remember and not beat ourselves up, right? Not beat ourselves up.
No, we cannot beat ourselves up.
No.
We can take the lesson with us and work on being better. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the joy is in the present, like right here. And I love that saying. I've heard it a couple of times. Now let me think if I can remember it. So depression is thinking about, when you think about the past, that's depression. And when you have anxiety, that's worrying about the future, right? Because you're so worried about what's going to happen and all of this. So if you can just stay in the present as much as possible, I really think that's where we find joy and the ability to grow.
Yeah. Being right here, right now, in this moment.
Yeah. Okay, now I have a question for you, Ruthellen. Mary has her hand up. Now, can we take questions?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yay,
All right. Let me bring Mary on, and
okay,
Mary
perfect.
should be able to unmute.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. I know you could talk all day, I'm sure.
Oh, listen, I don't know.
But two things. I wanted to bring in a question from Barbara. Actually, She asked a question in the chat, And her question is, how do you help someone who has low self-esteem have more confidence? That's
Yeah.
from Barbara in the chat.
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And I feel like I've been working on that myself, and I've helped a lot of women. Look, the whole thing is, I think that the way I would help them is what are they doing in their life that they what are some things they're doing that can create that confidence? So if you're not doing anything that's hard, if you're not doing anything, if you're not consciously like, you know what, I'd like to build my self-confidence. If you're not thinking that, and if someone has low confidence and they have to start thinking like, you know what, I really want to build my confidence. I really want to have, and maybe it's confidence in something, right?
Mhm.
So for me, it was confidence in speaking, because let me tell you, I really didn't like that. And I'll never forget the first time I ever got up and spoke. It was years ago, but I had a friend and he's like, you're going to get up and speak. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. And there were all these people in the room. And he's like, nope, you got to get up and speak. And I'm like, oh, no. And he's like, you're going to do it no matter what. There's the slides. And you know what? The only thing I can remember is the person that walked out while I was speaking.
Oh my goodness.
Because I was mortified. I was like, well, what wasn't I saying that they had to get up and leave? Okay, Sheryl, it doesn't even have anything to do with you. Okay. But the whole point is you've got to find something that that's kind of hard, right? That's hard, and then master that. So that's one thing that I would have them do. Like, what's something that's hard for you, right? Is it hard to work out? Is it hard to, what's it been in your life? And this is where the health coaching stuff comes in, I think, is just helping people along these lines and being able, because I think you'll build confidence in yourself if you do what you say you'll do. So you're like, you know what? It's been very hard for me to go to the gym. I'm going to have to go to the gym. And then you get up, and whether you want to or not, listen, I already get it. I don't always want to at all, right? Or I don't always want to do this or that or whatever it is, right? But
Yeah.
you do it anyway because you said you would, right? And so it's like keeping your word to yourself. I think that's one thing I would do. And just kind of talk with that person and be like, again, what's been hard for you? What do you feel like you're failing at, let's say, right? Because we all have those feelings like, oh my gosh, I could be better at this, or I could do better at that, or whatever it is. And so maybe just talking about what that is and then setting that goal to do that hard thing to build that confidence.
Okay.
So that's one thing.
Yep.
And then one other thing I would do, and I think this is really important for all of us, is mantras, right? So because you have to change the way your brain thinks about you, about yourself. Because if you don't have confidence, then that's because you believe that either you can't do something that you said you would do, or you're struggling, or you're looking out saying, well, my goodness, everybody's good at this and that and the other, and I just suck. Well, you got to find something. Everyone's good at something, right? All of us are uniquely different, right? And so we all have something to offer. We all have something that we can work on to become better at. But having that mantra is super important. And another thing too, along with these mantras, is that I've been doing that's made a big difference in my life is really having I always call it a come to Jesus meeting with myself, and telling myself every day that I love you. Because let me tell you, that's not easy. The first time I said it, I was like, I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even say it. And how weird is that? Because if we can't love ourselves, how on earth are we going to love anyone else? Right? And so And by loving
Yeah.
yourself, I do think that that will help with the confidence and saying a mantra, right? A mantra that you love that will stop you from treating yourself poorly, because that's not going to work. And whatever, you know, whatever mantra you want to, I have tons of different mantras that I say. Um, and one of my mantras that I absolutely love is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's one of my
Mhm.
mantras. And I love that mantra because it stops the negative thinking. When I start thinking, oh, I don't think I can do that. Oh, I probably can't do that. Oh, I don't, you know, no, let's stop right there. So just a mantra, and you guys, there's tons of different mantras
Yeah.
that you can certainly just go like on either YouTube, they have them on there, or any, you know, anywhere. And really even in the health community, the our new community that um, we have some things in there too that you can use as mantras, and I'll be adding way more things because I've been gone a little bit, but I'll be adding way more things in there as far as the great mantras that I love that I use. So those
Yes.
two things.
Okay. And just building on the mantras piece, it sounds like having them
Oh
written
yeah,
down, in
yes,
addition to, so you can remember to say them at first, at least,
you
is
bet.
sounds pretty critical.
Oh, well, that's why I'm not just winging one off for you right now, because I'd have to go in here and look for it. But that's because, and I say them every single day, but I don't necessarily memorize anything. Like, I don't know why I have like I should probably, that's what I should probably do. Build my confidence in memorizing, because I am not good at that, I can tell you. But it's just because I don't make myself do it. I just don't do it. So, but yeah, write down the mantras, and then say them every single morning and every single night right before you go to
Mhm.
sleep. That's,
Yeah,
I think, the best way to do it.
perfect. And one other question,
Yeah.
the second question, Ruth Ellen,
Yep.
is it sounds like you, I guess the question is, what is the importance in your mind of having a coach? It sounds like in the beginning,
Oh,
you know, your coach may have been Dr. Wallach and he pushed you.
yep.
So someone that's going to, you know, maybe sees more in you than you do yourself. And what's your thought on having a coach of some sort, a parent maybe, or a coach friend
Yep.
that can help you find your purpose and confidence in helping others and yourself? What's the
Yeah.
importance of that?
Look, to me, there's nothing more important than that. Not one thing is more important than having a coach. And I don't only believe this when it comes to having a business or being a health coach or being in a community. I think that in every part of life.
Mhm.
Because look, I think that most people feel alone
Mhm.
in some way. Now, they may have a fantastic home life and everything's great and wonderful and they've got a great family, but when it comes to, you know, they have this desire to build a business to help people, and but they feel alone in that because they don't have a coach, because they don't have somebody that can look. I love this whole accountability thing. It about drives me crazy because I I don't love to be held accountable, right? But I need that. That's exactly why I need it, right?
Mhm.
That's why all of us need it. But I don't think that's the most important thing about a coach. I think the most important thing about a coach is somebody there who is going to lift you up when it gets hard, because of course it'll get hard. Life's freaking hard, right? I mean, life's not easy. It's not meant to be easy, by the way, which I always thought that it was. And I'll never forget, my mom used to always tell us, well, I'm going to make the farm life so hard that when you get out in the real world, it's going to be easy. So let me tell you, that's exactly what happened. And I'm super blessed because of that, because nothing seems as hard as that did. So I'm like, well, as long as I'm not on the farm, I'm good. Um, you know, but I really do believe that a coach, I think that's the difference between being successful and not being successful. And maybe you can be successful, because I went a long time without a coach.
Mhm.
Um And so then if you don't have a coach, then you've got to do it on your own, and you've got to figure out how you're going to do that. Now, the problem with that is that I found is I could do it, but I didn't know how to tell somebody else how to do what I did. I'm like, oh, just go out and do it. Well, yeah, well, what? Right. So, and that's when having a coach, yes, is important. And also having a system is super important. But I still believe you can have a system. And if you don't have a coach, if you don't have like a, you know, like a person, like your person that's there to help you and support you. And that's why a lot of times I think that Paul and I try to do our best that if somebody doesn't have a coach, or if somebody doesn't have somebody that they can rely on that helps them, then we try to be that person, but it's not going to ever be as good as, you know, like as your, I always call it your wingman, right? Because that's really what it is. But it's somebody who can, and again, it's not necessarily, you can hold each other accountable, yes, but I think it's more, it's way more than that in giving that person the support and hope that they need when the going gets tough. And, you know, you kind of, work off each other, and you know, not somebody will be down one day and up the next, and then you can kind of, you know, you can kind of help each other out. But I think it's essential. I really think it's essential. And if you look at anybody who owns either a big business or who owns a business, and that they have people that they surround themselves with that do just that. And they kind of all do different things. But I think that the one-on-one coach is super important. And everyone that I know that's, you know, has a coach, like no matter, like I'm talking about, you know, like even Tony Robbins has a coach, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
and athletes and the like. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. And the athlete, well, and that's a perfect point, right? The better the athlete, I think the greater the coach too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep,
and being able to do what that coach tells you to do. That's kind of hard for me sometimes, because you guys know Paul's my coach. I'm like, no. I drive him crazy, but there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because that's going to happen, right? But you will be successful, more successful than you could ever be with a coach than if you don't have one. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Turn it back over to Ruthellen.
All right. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary. That was awesome. Thank you. So, when you were talking, and I remember the first time that somebody suggested I tell myself I love myself.
Yeah.
And
was it hard?
It was really hard because, like, I'm in a 12-step program, and you know, I used to be a different kind of person, you know, and I had to forgive myself for letting myself down, and I couldn't even like look myself in the eye, in the mirror. I couldn't look myself in the eye. I'd look at my eyebrow, my eyelashes, my eyeshadow, like whatever I was doing. But for a long time, I couldn't even do that. I bawled like a baby. I you know, and I'm crying. And it was really hard. In the beginning, but I pushed through and I kept doing it, and I do it. And then I started saying my full name, like my maiden name, my ex-husband, like all the names I've had, even the like secret identity I had when I was running around and not being a good girl. It's just like, I said all the names, even the nicknames that my family gave me, because my grandpa used to call me Cricket. Because as soon as he'd walk in the room, I'd sit down and be quiet. As soon as he left, I'd be all over the place, noisy, all over the place. He'd walk in the room, I'd sit down and be quiet. And it took me a while, but I finally got there. And this is my mantra. I can do anything for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Sometimes it's hard and it's 1 minute or 30 seconds. But I have two of these on my desk. I have one over there and one over here. I can see it at all times because, you know, like you said, when you're building confidence and you're on your own, because there's been a lot of time I've been on my own and doing what I do. And fortunately, my life isn't like that anymore. But it's really important to have certain things that you say. And I also say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yeah.
And there's a few other sayings that I have that are my mantra, but my biggest one with my biggest fear is I can do anything for 10 minutes. And if today is just the most horrid day, or I'm going through something that's just monumentally hard, tomorrow will be a better day. I can get through today. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. And I just focus on those things, and, I look to you as a coach and Paul, a coach, but Sheryl, you and I used to work together privately, and that made such a huge difference in my life. And it's like, seriously, I just thank you so much for all of that. And then I have all these wonderful people that I work with, and Becca, and we all support each other. And then there are people that we've been meeting along the way, and I'll be the first person, like, if you need something, call me, let me know, send me a message, and I'll do the best I can to get back to you quickly. And I learned all that from you.
Oh, thank you.
And I did. Because that's what you said. And you accepted me with open arms. You didn't even know me very well when I came over for the Thanksgiving. Christmas. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And, there's another thing because sometimes I'm wrong, but I'm okay being wrong. I can accept that I was wrong, and I'll say I was wrong. 15 years ago, wouldn't have said that. Wouldn't have said that. I'm a total, it's like amazing how much you grow with age or whatever. But yeah. So anyway, that's all I got to say about what you said.
I love that though. I think that's so important. I think it's great. And I really want everybody to see the change that it makes in your life when you start. And I think it'll be hard for everybody, but maybe there's some people that it won't be hard for, but just to be able to say that you love yourself, I think it changes. First of all, I think it changes the energy that you put out into the universe, which I think is super important. Mm-hmm. Super important. And I don't think it's super important so that you can get something. I just think it's super important because the better the energy is that you put out, then the better the energy is, I believe, that comes back to you. And the difference is just incredible, right? And I've seen it, believe me, I've seen the different ways. So if you can tell yourself, that you love yourself and really, and continue to do it, just like you said it wasn't easy and I had to keep doing it. And you do have to keep doing it, right? Mm-hmm. You do have to keep doing it, and think of some things too and write them down. Like, what are you good at? Everybody is good at something, and you're good at it. And if you have to call your friend and ask them, then maybe that's what you need to do, or your coach, right? Because I think coaches have an inside look at your life. So if you have a coach that you're working with, you can ask them, hey, what are some of the things I'm good at? Like, what from your perspective, right? And I love that because, like, my friends, I know exactly what they're good at, and I could tell them, and I could give them a good long list of things they're good at. So, and I think that's the same way with all of us, when we have a great friend or somebody that we hang out with a lot, right?
Yeah.
So super important. And I think it's also important. I just wanted to touch on this real quick. I know we're running out of time. And I guess Mary's right, I could talk about this stuff forever. But just I wanted to talk for a second about that new Elevate Your Health community, because I think that is so important. I wanted a community for so long, and the reason why is because I believe I saw this documentary or read about it or something about why people join gangs. Because it's just, that was so fascinating to me.
Mm.
Like, why would somebody join a gang? Right? Like, anyway, but why? And it's because they don't feel like they're a part of something. And they feel like they don't have any connection to anything. And so I was like, gosh, that's so fascinating. So I've always wanted to have a community of like-minded people, right? A community where we can give each other hope, we can build each other up, we can see. I believe testimonials and stories are what people learn from. I believe it's how they decide if they're going to buy something or work with somebody. All of those things are super important. So I love that in the community we have all of those things. And I think most importantly, the connection and a place for people to be themselves, and a place where people can learn and gain this knowledge to help other people. So that's the Elevate Your Health community, I think is a great place for people to start. And Ruthellen, they just have to talk to their health coach or somebody to get the link to hop in there, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, and if you guys don't have a health coach, then let us know, because we'll find one for you. I know, Ruthellen, you guys are good at that and helping people
Yes.
with that.
Yes, we do like to help people with that. And getting people connected is very important, for all the reasons that we talked about today.
Yeah.
Come be the health coach gang, because that's a good gang to join. It's
Yes.
really good. Yes.
It is. And
Yes,
it
it
looks
will be
like
good.
Marilyn has a question.
Yes, Marilyn, would you like to unmute?
Hi,
Yes.
Marilyn.
Okay. Hi there, Sheryl. Yes, you are wonderful. You're amazing. Ruthellen's amazing. This whole team is amazing. You guys have
Yes.
made me grow, all of you. I mean, even if sometimes I'm not available and I'm at a replay, the replays even help me. But as a kid, I did so many things, plays and perform and all kinds of stuff. And I would shake so uncontrollably, and I didn't know why. And one day, I was talking to my husband, and I said, I don't get why I shake, because when you're nervous, why do you shake so much? And he says, because he would always get up there and be so confident whenever he performed. And he says, Marilyn, you're focusing on yourself and not the task at hand.
Ah.
And that changed everything. Instead of me thinking, okay, is my hair out of place? Or, oh my gosh, am I going to fail? I can't remember my lines. Instead, I just focus on what I need to do. And that, I'm telling you, that really helps.
Yeah, I love that. And focusing on the audience, focusing on what you're doing for them and how they're feeling. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Okay. But thank you all, because I'm telling you, I had no comments at all. So
You're amazing.
thank you.
She's absolutely amazing.
Yes, and that is
There
a
you
great
go.
point.
There you go.
I love that.
Thank you, Marilyn. All right. Did you have, it's the top of the hour, do you have other thing that you want to wrap up with, or?
Yeah, I would just say I want everyone to tell themselves that they love themselves, because it's hard but I think that that's made one of the biggest difference in my life. That, and then having mantras to because you have to change the way that you talk to yourself, or you will stay where you're at. And it could come out as depression, right? That could come out as depression, because my goodness, if you've got someone talking to you with bad thoughts and bad things to say all the time, of course you're going to be depressed. Of course you are, because nobody wants to hear all of that. And when you're doing it to yourself, I think, Ruthellen, sometimes we don't even know we're doing it, because we've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Because it is like ingrained in us. And we heard it from from our parents or from kids at school or wherever it was, right? And so we've just picked up on that, and it's a pattern. And Paul talks a lot about patterns, and I really do believe that you've just got to break that pattern. And by realizing, right, becoming aware, and then by doing those few things that we talked about, gaining that confidence and also learning how to love yourself, I think that will make the biggest difference in people's lives.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I know Mark J always says, they have a master key system, and one of the things, they wrote a letter, and you're supposed to read it to the man or woman in the mirror, and that's where it started for me. And I mean, it took me a couple of days to get the words I or out and read. It's really important. And another thing that has helped me, just because of my history, is I am not my past.
Yep.
I am my present and my future. Now, if I was still living the way I did in the past, then that would be my present and future, but that's not who I am anymore. That's not what I want to do, and my sponsor has told me that I am not my past, and my past sponsors that I've had, that's not who you are anymore, and one of my sponsors that I had when I first got sober, he passed away several years ago, and he was like, Ruth, don't talk to yourself like that. Why are you saying that? That's not who you are. You're magnificent. You're growing. You're changing. You're not stupid. Like, he gave me a hard time. It was the last time I had a male sponsor, and he was really my best friend. And he talked to me every day for 14 years. And when he passed away, it was devastating. But that was one of the things he said: you are not your past. Don't ever think that you are your past.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it goes right along with, no matter where you are, no matter what you've done, you can change. You can decide, and it's only up to you. Nobody else can make you. No, which I love that. No one's going to make me. No one's going to tell me to do anything, right? Because I've always been like that. But each of us can make that decision to change our life completely around, to change who we are. If we don't like who we are, and if we don't like who we see in the mirror, we can change that. And it only has to do with us, right?
Yeah.
That's the only person that can do that, which again, I look at that as 1000% freeing. It frees you up to do what you need to do, right? For yourself.
Right. Yes.
Yep. This has been so much fun.
It has. It's been amazing. I've had a really good time.
Me too.
And I was so excited before. You should have seen me before you came up. So thank you so much for joining us today. I loved every second of it.
Yes.
And then, so you talked about the coaches community. So if you want to become a certified holistic health coach and find out more about it, you can go to coach.dailywithdoc.com, and there's information there for you, and you could do that. And if you would like to talk to a certified holistic health coach, you can call us at 855-949-3377. And if you're working with somebody directly, then call them, because they'll be your main point of contact. And if I can get the co-host to come and join me up here, and me and Sheryl up here, that would be great. And if you have questions, you can send an email to questions@dailywithdoc.com, and somebody will get back to you. And if you have a question for Sheryl, do they have a way of contacting you, Sheryl? Or we can have them put Sheryl in their subject line.
Absolutely. And well, I was just going to say, if you're in the health community, that's like a fantastic place, because that's where I'll
Mhm.
spend most of my time now that I'm back. So that's probably the best place. But Ruthellen, they can just also ask you, and then you can just text me or whatever, and I can get
Okay.
back to them. That's no problem
Perfect.
at all.
That works.
Yep.
Thank you so much again, Sheryl.
Yes, absolutely. It's a pleasure.
you
I loved
so
seeing
much.
all of you and talking with you today.
Yes, and Rebecca and I might be coming your way soon. So we'll
Yes,
try
you're
and stop
supposed
by.
to.
Yes,
Everyone
we are.
is welcome. You guys, we're
Yes.
so excited about this. It is going to be an incredible, it's going to be on July 3rd.
Mm.
And it's like it's like for the country's 250th birthday. So yeah, if you want to come,
That
then
sounds
reach
good.
out. We would love to see you.
Yes, I can't wait.
It's going to be so fun.
All right. So helping us today is, I'm going in order of my screen, is Mary, who is out there on the different platforms, bringing in questions and posting things. And she is and just an amazing person. As you saw when she was talking to Sheryl, we love her. She's one of our newest supports for Daily with Doc. Thank you so much, Mary. And then we have Sherry, who is part of our tech crew, and she helps me get all the live stream stuff out. What I send to her, then she sends it out. And she's an amazing woman as well. And then, of course, we have Miss Speedy Fingers, Marilyn, who is also amazing. And we're just really grateful for all that she does and her dedication. So thank you, Marilyn. And then we have Albert, who is our South African health coach who answers the phone in the middle of the night when we're sleeping. And he is our gatekeeper.
I love it.
And he is also, I never give you credit for this, and I think you should get it. A lot of the descriptions that get posted with the shows, he writes after he's listened to the show and taken notes. And he does all these other things. So thank you so much, Albert. And then we have AJ, who does not have his camera on, but he's our digital marketing director. And there's so many things that he does I can't even say. And of course, Rebecca Dukes, we love you. And then I'm Ruthellen Sanchez. I am the executive production manager for Daily with Doc and Becca. And I just want to remind everybody, please be kind. You don't know what somebody's going through. And like we said, they can have that mask up that says everything is fine, and it's just not. So be kind. Say hello. Say have a great day.
Yes.
Things like that. And also, this program is for educational purposes only, and it's not meant to treat, diagnose, or cure anything. So thank you, Sheryl, and thank you, everybody. I am so grateful that you are all here. And we will see you tomorrow with pharmacist Ben Fuchs. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to continue to share the teachings of a founding father of the science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach, Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Sciences, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, 4 postdoctorates in Pathology, Naturopathic Doctor.